No, right now you listening to The Cart. Charisma, athleticism, and raw talent. And what you're really listening to is total nonstop impact with Trent and Carl. Don't you dare miss a listen. Oh yeah!
You're listening to Total Nonstop Impact.
Yeah!
Impact Talk for Impact fans.
Yeah!
Hosted by Kyle and Trent.
Yeah!
Follow us on Twitter at WeTalkImpact.
This sucks more than anything that has ever sucked before.
Yeah. Piece of shit podcast that nobody fucking listens to.
This sucks. I am so unhappy.
Well, at least it was free and you didn't have to pay for it. Total Nonstop Impact, Impact Talk for Impact fans, Kyle and Trent, but you can call me Carl from now on. It's going to be Carl from Trent moving on. Trent, what's going on, brother?
What's up, Carl? Carl.
Yeah, you know what? I figured, man, I'm just going to change my name to Carl. I'm just going to be Carl from now on to make this easier. You know, broadcasters use different names all the time. It's going to be Carl and Trent. How about that?
Look, you've been Kyle for, 24 years already?
Yep. Time for a change. Something refreshing.
Change it up. What the hell? Why not? Carl's a good name. Carl Winslow. A lot of famous Carls out there. Carl Weathers, who was Apollo Creed. You know, there's a lot of famous Carls.
For the listeners that are a little confused, don't know what we're talking about here. So Trent works for AAW. If you don't know, if you're just tuning in, you're just getting to know us. I feel horrible for you, but you're stuck, you're hanging out. Our buddy Trent here, he works for AAW out in Chicago. What happened, Trent? You caught Rich Swann backstage? Tell us. Fill me in. What happened?
Actually, oddly enough, I caught him at this company called Warrior Wrestling, which was it was the final show of the big all-in weekend, and so I didn't catch him at AAW. We didn't have him at AAW, but he was at Warrior Wrestling. I was hanging out backstage. Warrior Wrestling was basically a pretty much almost an Impact show. You had Aries, Tessa, Rich, Cage, a bunch of guys on there. But anyway, me and Rich know each other from AEW, so I was like, "Hey, Rich, you do a drop for me real quick for my podcast." He goes, "Oh, dude, yeah, absolutely, man, no problem." So we went off to the side. He was just about to run out. They had a bus ready for the guys. I was like, "Rich, drop this drop for me real quick." And he did it, held the phone, he knocked it out, and I was like, "Thanks, dude." And he's like, "All right, cool, man. I'll see you at AEW." And he runs, and then I just sent it to you right away. I didn't even listen back to it,
Carl.
And the surprise you texted me with about a couple hours later was, he said, "Carl."
Carl.
My name's Kyle.
He called me Carl. I'm so hyped. We have this huge moment. We get this audio drop from the great Rich Swann. I'm hyped about it. I'm thinking this is it. This is the big break. We get this audio drop. That's it, Trent. Off to the races we go. We're about to become millionaires. I'm thinking we're on the cusp of greatness here. Then I hear it back, and he says, "Trent and Carl."
Carl.
I didn't even catch it. The dude was doing it real quick, and I was just kind of like holding. I was into the moment, and I didn't even realize he said Carl.
I think you let it fly, Trent. I think this is conspiracy. I think you were in on it. I think you wanted revenge for that whole seats thing. You hit me with Dummy of the Week. I wasn't on last week. I didn't get to defend myself.
Kyle is the Dummy of the Week.
Dummy.
Secondly is, so we got Bound for Glory tickets. They went on sale this Saturday. I said, I'm going to be out of town. Why don't you pick up my tickets for me? I'm going to give you the money. I got GA, because, I got some travel expenses involved here. So I said, just get me GA. He goes and gets seats away from mine.
Kyle style.
He goes and gets ringside.
Dummy. Yeah.
Leaving me in GA.
Dummy. Yeah.
Now what happened here? Whoa, some friend, huh? Some pal.
Kyle style.
Today on the show, when we get to Dummy in the Week a little bit down the line, we're gonna address all that stuff. I'm gonna address the allegations against me.
Carl.
But you know what, Trent? I think we're going to
Carl.
keep this and play it anyway, because I can't waste such a good piece of audio.
And what you're really listening to is total nonstop impact with Trent and Carl.
What are we supposed to do, not use it?
Well, we got to use it. I mean, Rich, he knows you as Carl, so he might as well roll with it.
Yeah, I might as well be Carl from now on. I guess that's what's going to happen here.
We'll say hi to him at Bound for Glory, and I'll introduce you as Carl. I'll say, hey, Rich, this is Carl. And he'll say, hey, what's up, Carl? How you doing, man? You enjoy that drop?
You know, I appreciate the hell out of it, though. Shout out to Rich Swann for taking the time to do that. I do appreciate it. See, I don't want to come off like an entitled prick and just, be upset about it. It happens. I'm Carl, Mistakes happen. I'm just Carl. I have to get over it. We can't sit here talking about it the whole time, Trent, but, it hurts. It hurts a little bit.
Well, maybe next time.
When people get your name wrong.
Maybe next time, you'll get to see the assignments right next pay-per-view we go to. Anyway, moving on with the show. What do we got here today?
No, I got a question for you, Trent.
Whoa. All right, what?
We're talking AAW here.
Yeah.
You're Mr. AAW. There's some news reports going around here. Something about Sami Callihan getting a gun pulled on him. Something about apparently AAW almost lost their venue. I don't know, Trent. I want to save this for the news at the end of the show, for the news section, but very briefly, is this a non-story, or is there actually something to...
There's a story. I was front and center at the production booth when it all went down. There's a lot of misinformed dirt sheets reporting shit that I have been correcting as much as possible. So there's a story here. Let's discuss it in the news section, but there is something to tell, and this was a crazy goddamn night.
I can't wait to hear about it. I totally can't wait to hear about it. But we are talking Impact Wrestling ReDefined. That's the August 30th edition of the show. It was a fun episode, really good, very, very wrestling heavy. It kicks off with wrestling. But then, as the show went on, we did get a lot of backstage stuff, a lot of video packages. I like the flow of it. I read on social media. Some people, they want a show that's strictly wrestling. Other people want it in the exact opposite direction, more entertainment-based. Me, I like just a clean variety of everything, and I think that's what we're getting right now from Impact Wrestling.
That's a good balance. I like a balanced wrestling show. You can't just have match after match after match. You need story. You need skits. You need fun. You need comedy. You need a little bit of everything.
You need variety in that diet, Trent.
Of course. It's like
have all the major food
the
groups
basic
covered.
food groups of wrestling,
That's right.
Yeah. I mean, I like it. It's a balanced show. It's like a balanced breakfast. It's a balanced wrestling show.
ReDefined. That's what we're talking here, folks. But
real quick. Should I start calling you Carl? I don't even know what the hell to
Carl,
call you.
yeah, call me Carl from now on.
No, I can't do that.
This
You're my
is crazy,
Kyle.
but here's my number, and call me Carl.
You'll be. How about this? Well, to all the talent, you'll be Carl, but to me, you're always going to be Kyle in my heart.
Trent and Carl, man. Trent and Carl.
Carl.
Why not?
The name ReDefined, real quick, was interesting, especially for AEW. Just a sidebar here. AEW and Impact are close in the sense that basically a lot of our talent is Impact talent. So, and our owners are real close with Scott. They know Scott a long time. We're really connected into Impact via management and whatnot. AEW's subtitle is, AEW Professional Wrestling ReDefined. So when we saw ReDefined come up for Impact, it was kind of interesting. It was like, is that a nod? Or did you guys just really like that term and just pull it for yourselves? But it was not a big sting. Nobody made a huge issue about it. We were just kind of thought it was funny because we know them so well. But just a sidebar, nothing too crazy. Nobody went nuts.
Are you thinking that the Golden Bookers and the Golden Creative team, the Impact team, you thinking they borrowed a little something from AAW? That's what you're thinking, Trent?
I'm personally hoping what it is that it's a nod to say, guys, I think a Twitch special is in our future. Because
You know
I'm
what? We've
I'm
been
trying to let
polling
go.
for that on this show every episode. I want to see One Night Only come to AAW. The Impact talent is there anyway, so why not just, put the stamp on it?
It's a layup, man. I've been talking about it. I'm pushing it. I hope to God that people hear this and further this idea along, because it's only natural that happens. At this point, it's a layup, man. But anyway, we can move on. But yeah,
Impact
that's
Wrestling ReDefined, ladies and gentlemen.
it's a thing.
We will be right back. We're going to take a break real quick. Don't go anywhere. Glory holes for everybody. We'll be right back, folks. Total Nonstop Impact. Impact Talk for Impact fans.
Hey, what's up? This is BQ from the Impact Lounge, and you are listening to Total Nonstop Impact. They're like that blue pill. You know the rest.
Hey, yo, this is the Taxman inviting you all to check out the Six Sided Podcast. We're a weekly Impact Wrestling review show. We're also frequently joined by special guests, and we love interaction from all the Impact Wrestling fans. Throw us in your YouTube machine, give us a subscription, Six Sided Podcast. Also follow us on Twitter at @6_podcast. Boom.
What's up, everybody? This is Trent from the Backstage Boys podcast, found on Instagram and Twitter at The BSB Show. Me and my co-host Basil take you backstage behind the scenes over at AEW Pro Wrestling and other independent promotions around Chicago on what makes the show happen, how production is done, what goes into every little bit, what happens on show day, what goes wrong, what can go right. We take you all there. So check us out on The BSB Show on SoundCloud, iTunes, and again, Twitter and Instagram.
Yo, right now you listening to The Cart, charisma, athleticism, and raw talent. And what you're really listening to is Total Nonstop Impact with Trent and Kyle. Don't you dare miss a listen. Oh yeah.
And we're back. All right, Trent. Let's, you want to do the episode recap? Recap down the card here?
Let's do it. So we kick it off with the Machine, Brian Cage. Woo! X Division Championship. Fenix came out Pentagon Jr. I thought that was interesting. I know they're like obviously Lucha Brothers, but they don't accompany each other to every match. Kind of interesting that he came to this one. I don't know. It was kind of like at first I'm watching it thinking, well, that's a nice little interesting caveat. Is Penta to get involved, anything to do with it? But no, it was pretty straightforward. But great match, man. What did you think of it? I love this match. I thought it was really cool. It was there was so much back and forth, and I don't have an official time on it, but it had to go at least 15. What do you think?
Yeah, I totally agree there. I feel like the match is I could be wrong. Somebody could prove us wrong and make us sound like idiots, but I'm getting this vibe from the current regime that they're giving matches a few more minutes on television. If we're going to put a little more emphasis on the wrestling, you're going to have to give the guys a few more minutes to tell a story. And It feels like on the show, and not all of them, but they are having some longer matches outside of the main event, and it's cool.
It's been cool, man. I like you just said, I think it's to tell a story. I think it helps further establish these guys, because I don't want to see a 5-minute match, man. Nothing proven.
That's a thing that kind of it became traditional over the years, where television wrestling, like, that became a word within itself. Oh, TV match. That's TV wrestling. You work in independent wrestling, so you hear that term thrown around all the time. That's a TV match. That's TV wrestling. And it's like, it became almost like a tradition for Impact, Monday Night Raw, whatever the blueprint is for your weekly flagship show for wrestling. It became a tradition to have these throwaway matches within the show just to put guys out there, just to keep guys working. But I like to see Impact flip the script on all that and say, fuck that. Let's do something that's actually good.
Yeah, like you can have a 5-star TV match. Where was the rule written where you just have to give bullshit on TV?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know how that became a thing. I would like to hear the perspective of somebody that has a very clear understanding of, like, the television process. I would like to hear where that came from, how that became a thing. Obviously, it came from Vince McMahon in the WWE, but it's just why did they feel like they had to follow that blueprint for so long when it comes to other companies and, independent promotions? But now you're seeing Impact flip that script and change things and redefine professional wrestling. It's Impact Wrestling ReDefined.
I like it, man. It gives a little more depth to the show, or like you have star power, and it's not just like, hey, you're getting star power. You're actually getting star power with people who are gonna tell a story, give you a good quality match. And like this one, this was a great match, man, back and forth, and we had Brian Cage retains after a super power bomb, which was nuts.
Oh my God, he catches the springboard Spanish fly and just throws him up like that and nails him with the super power bomb. It was beautiful. Beautiful moment. But Trent, I got to say this. To the casual viewer, if I'm a casual viewer turning on Impact Redefined and I catch this match, there's really no reason to the casual viewer as to why Brian Cage should not be your world heavyweight champion. Do you agree with that? To the casual viewer, there's no reason for Brian Cage to not be the world champion right now?
I think casual viewers sees this guy, and this is the guy that looks like a wrestler, right?
He does. He's jacked out. He's larger than life. He's got that look. He's huge. Not just tall, but he's got muscles popping out of his muscles. And then when you see the way he can move in the ring, I mean, this guy's got world champion written all over him. He looks like your franchise player.
100%. He looks like the stars of, back in the day where you grew up on the big muscular guys who.
Yeah.
Well, he looks like those guys. He looks like those dudes who's like you walk by him on the street, you're like, that guy's something. I don't know what he is, but he's something. He must be a wrestler. He must be a whatever. I mean, I was next to him yesterday, man. The guy looks like a star. He looks like $1 million, man. So
he does. And the casual viewer, there's no reason why he shouldn't be world champion,
right?
Except for the fact that Austin Aries has Killer Kross and now Moose guarding his back, watching him, keeping that belt on him.
Absolutely. I think the X Division is a good first step in establishing him there.
Is there option C down the line for Brian Cage, Trent?
The thing is,
are we still doing option C? Is that even still a thing? Is it still, effective?
I mean, in a case like Brian Cage, who can beat him? You know what I mean? Like, who's believable to beat the guy? Like, who's going to take it off of him? So it's like,
this is just like 2 years ago when Bobby Lashley won all of the belts in Impact Wrestling. This is kind of the same sort of thing. Who's going to take it off of him? Who's going to stop him? Who's going to stop Brian Cage?
Who's going to stop him? And so, like, it's almost like you need option C, because otherwise, who the hell can beat this guy? So I don't know. We'll see. It was cool. I mean, he definitely retained. I would love to have seen Fenix win that X Division title though, at some point, because he's the next generation lucha superstar. I mean, he's the new Mysterio, man. This guy's incredible. I mean, I saw, actually, funny enough, I saw Mysterio and Fenix face off last night. And it was like, changing of the guard, like passing of the torch, man. It was incredible. Incredible watch. I mean, he needs a title at some point, quick.
Pentagon 2. I would throw the tag team championships on the Lucha Brothers for now. Why not? I would throw the tag belts on them. I would put them in a feud with LAX.
I don't want to see anybody get those belts before the I'm calling them the Panda Express, man. But before
Panda Express for your boys KM and Fala.
Dude, I gotta see them. Even if they're transitional 1 week champs, I gotta see those guys with gold. They put the work in, man. Come on.
But Brian Cage hits that super power bomb, Trent, and then after the match, those damn bastards, those Ohio meth rats, LAX hits the ring, the scoundrels, the goddamn scoundrels. I love the little nuance. They run right past Brian Cage. You notice that? They run down the ramp. Nobody puts a fucking finger on him. Nobody touches him.
Who would?
Who
Who has the balls?
He's got nothing to do with this, all right? Just run around him. Don't touch him.
The guy's the size of a semi truck, man. Would you bother with him if you're feud with somebody else?
Well, let me hear what Sami Callihan's instructions sounded like before they ran down that ramp.
I want you to go past Brian Cage, screw Brian Cage, and go right to Fenix. I want you to attack that.
Don't touch that big bastard.
And don't ever look at that big bastard. I want you to go right to the
No eye contact.
Nothing. Go right to the ring, take out Fenix, and come right back here because this is for Ohio, by Ohio. That's what he would sound like.
And then after the match, Trent, the crowd is chanted for Jericho. We want Jericho. We're getting that.
Twist. Yeah.
I'm
still calling it, man. He's going to make an appearance, dude. The cruise is happening. We know that, but shit. But yeah, crowd's chanting. I wonder what brought that on, though. Like, where did that come from after that match? Like, was it something somebody started? Was there some tease?
I'm thinking that they tricked the crowd in the sense that I think that they played the cruise commercial on the TV and got them to start saying that and then started recording it and cleverly put the footage, of them chanting it right there after the match. I could be wrong, but that's the only way I could think that Jericho popped into these people's heads. Or maybe Canada just wants Jericho, Trent. Maybe they just want Jericho. It's a Canadian
That's a good point. That's a good. I think your earlier theory right there was right.
Yeah, they probably played the commercial very cleverly. Strategists.
That's a good idea. I didn't even think about that. That's smart. Most likely what it was.
And then in the ring, Eli Drake's cutting a promo on the hometown heroes who beat him last week. He calls them out, and he just makes quick work of one of them real quick. The guy's name was Brandon Tidwell. I don't know where that information came across, but it says here his name was Brandon Tidwell. I liked how he did the fake out, like he picked one and then said, okay, and then chose the other.
Yeah, that was fun. Classic Eli Drake smartassery.
Oh, yeah. Couple punches in a gravy trade, quick work. Love how he gravy trains the other guy just for the hell of it. Why not hit him with the gravy train? Beautiful looking gravy train. It looked very glorious, this one.
What was total match time? Like a minute?
Yeah, it was just a quick squash. Eli, he was in his street clothes. He didn't even have to wear his gear. I think that this was important because this kind of told the viewer, yeah, he was with Cult of Lee last week. Yeah, we're having a little bit of fun with him. But don't get it confused. Don't get it twisted.
Yes.
This guy is still dominant. He's still Kavorka. He is still the namer of dummies, the gravy daddy, whatever you want to call him.
The undeniable Kavorka. He's the gravy on your Thanksgiving turkey. He's the gravy in your mashed potatoes.
What was it? The perpetual motion machine?
The perpetual, what was it?
Perpetual motion machine of badassery?
Yeah, it's a perpetual motion machine of badassery.
The perpetual motion machine of badassery. Yeah, this was kind of just letting the viewer know, yeah, we were having some fun with him last week, but don't worry, he's still Eli Drake.
You ever meet him? You ever meet him at a fest or anything?
I did. Last summer, Impact did those random house shows in New York, and
yeah.
like a carnival. In the middle of the show during intermission, JB got on the mic and was just like, all right, everybody, right next to the merchandise table, Eli Drake is there for $20, taking your picture, giving autographs, and the whole venue, Trent, like animals, we all got up and just ran to one side of the venue. But yeah, I got to meet him. He was on a different level. This guy was he was in full Eli Drake mode. There was no, hey buddy, nice to meet you. He had that look in his face. Yeah. Eli Drake came out, not Sean Ricker. I met Eli Drake. I didn't meet Sean. He's
like a cool dude. You see him, man, that dude is cool. He's a cool ass motherfucker,
Yeah, I get that vibe from him. He's one of the cool, quiet kind of guys. One of those guys that get all the pussy. One of those guys. Cool, quiet, not the loud, obnoxious guy in the room.
Yeah, he's just, you see, again, you see one of those guys where you see him in the room and you're like, this dude's just cool, man. He doesn't have to prove anything to anybody. He's already cool. And proves there, man. He's cooler than an ice cube, you know. So
Better luck next time to the hometown heroes. They,
yeah,
took some gravy trains right on the skull, right on the fez. Moving along here, we get the Knockouts match: Su Yung versus Allie versus Tessa Blanchard. Knockouts championship on the line. Tessa rolls up Allie for the win. Got to be a roll up, Trent. It's got to be a roll up.
gotta be a roll up, and it was a quick snapping roll up. You know, I actually watched it twice because I was like, wait, I gotta see that. She hit that roll up out of nowhere. It was quick. It was like, you know, I didn't see it. You didn't really see the setup for it. She just went right in and got it. It's pretty cool.
I'm gonna be honest with you, Trent. I don't know what Allie's future is with the company. I'll be honest. I don't know. I get this kind of vibe that they're phasing her out a little bit. Could I be wrong? Do I sound wrong?
I just, you know, I also don't know where do you go with her?
Yeah, I mean, the Mae Young Classic is over. She's not racing to get to the WWE. I mean, she could be. She could be getting signed to go do something else, but I don't know. It's like they have Tessa, they have Sue, Rosemary, she's still out, but they don't have enough slots on television really to push that many women at once. I just don't know. Kiera Hogan, love her. I think she's going to be with the company for a while moving forward, but I just get that vibe. I don't know if there's a place for Allie in the future.
Well, she's good at what she does. I mean, you know,
She's great. She's awesome. It's Allie. She's on top of her game.
I think a good writing team can always find something, you know. And I think as long as they find the right thing, she's good.
Yeah, you know what I would do is it's going to be tough. It's going to be a challenge for the writing team. But what I would like to see is still push your Tessas, still push your Su Youngs. I would have that somewhere on the slot, obviously, you know, whatever the Knockouts are doing that week. But I would try my best to squeeze in some Knockouts tag matches. Now, I'm not saying you have to go dust off the Knockouts tag title. I don't know if you have to do that. That might be pushing it. That might get lost in the sauce later on. But I would like to see them establish some women's tag teams. And when Rosemary comes back, just do the Demon Bunny thing. It works and people love it. It is a cult following.
Yeah, I think they need to right away go into Demon Bunny because they're pushing it so much on their own.
Yeah, exactly. And it's weird. I think it's strange when I see somebody doing something as an independent contractor, but the company isn't fully behind it. You know what I mean?
It's all, you know, it's what the company's able to do also, you know, what they want to do, how much they want to push it.
But it's something that they kind of just put together on their own time. It's their own creative. And you keep reading about all this creative freedom going on at Impact, you know, room to experiment. So maybe when Rosemary is all healed up, we will get to see that little Demon Bunny action in Impact. I think that's where you need to go.
I think it's inevitable. They just push it so damn much that I'm like, how are they not going to capitalize on Demon Bunny?
But then Rosemary, she's always tweeting about that stuff about a change in the meat suit. And it's kind of like, I don't think good old Rosemary is just going to come back. Like, I think it's going to be a different version of her, an evolved Rosemary. I don't know. Like, I'm on the edge of my seat waiting. I have no idea what's going to happen.
I almost feel like Allie's going to go dark and Rosemary's going to go regular. I don't know. Theory, but stretch of a theory, but we'll see.
Hell of a call. So the next match on the card, Trent, we get Petey Williams versus Rich Swann. Rich Swann picks up the win with the standing shooting star press. My name is not Carl, it's Kyle, but Rich Swann, man, this guy tore it up.
Carl.
I think you got a feud brewing with Rich Swann, but I said it last week on the show that I did solo where you were Dummy of the Week because you didn't join.
Yeah.
Petey Williams, he's like a mechanic, man. He is like what Steve Austin likes to call a mechanic, a wrestler you can throw into any situation, any match, anything, and you know it's solid. He's going to give you a solid match. You're going to get the right result. You're going to further whatever you're looking to further. He's one of those perpetual, like, you know, consistent guys, and I think that's Petey's advantage, man. So him going up against Rich was awesome. You know, Petey's super talented too, so it was great. That was a great match.
Yep, you're looking at the future of the X Division going up against the past, the X Division's history. Petey Williams. Hell of a match here. Two fantastic high flyers, but man, Rich Swann, it's his time. This guy's going to kill it. I know it. Rich Swann, the guy is just super charismatic and super talented out there in the ring.
He's so natural about it too, man. He makes it look real easy. It's scary. It's like, man, dude, this guy just makes it look so easy.
And my name is not Carl, for the record.
God damn it, it is not Carl.
But yeah, he's got no reason to know my name. See, that's the thing. I don't want people to think like I'm being some entitled prick and I'm mad at Rich Swann. It's not his fault. He's nice enough to even do it. It's your fault, Trent. You fucked up.
Yeah,
you should have corrected him. You were what, did you start daydreaming when he started talking? You didn't hear it?
I was kind of in awe. It's, oh my God, Rich Swann.
You work in the business, Trent. There's no room for getting starstruck.
And I don't have to. I mean, I know the guy. We're buds. I'm just. I was like.
Were you texting? Did you start texting, Trent?
Did I start what? Did I start texting?
Were you texting while he was talking?
I was like, Rich, just drop for me. I'm gonna go over here and text.
I'm gonna get on your ass later when we get back to Dummy of the Week. Cause you're going down, Trent. I'm telling you right now. We're following this format now where Dummy of the Week, this is what we're going to do, Trent. Check it out. Dummy of the Week.
We got it.
I'm going to pick one week, and you're going to pick one the week after that. And we're going to bounce back and forth. That's how Dummy of the Week is going to work. Until the listeners can vote and we can get the listeners to pick Dummy of the Week, we're going to go back and forth, me and you. You chose me last week, and you'll see. I'm picking somebody this week. You'll see.
All right, listen, I'm waiting. I'm preparing. I'm bracing myself for this because it sounds like it's going to be a little more than bit off more than I can chew here. But anyway,
you're damn right, Trent. You're damn right.
God damn it! All right, let's move on here.
Eddie Edwards versus Austin Aries and Killer Kross. It's supposed to be Moose and Eddie Edwards versus Austin Aries and Killer Kross. It's supposed to be a tag match. Instead, we get a handicap tag match. Somebody took Moose out backstage because after Rich Swann's match, we catch him backstage in like a reaction type interview, and I know you love those. We saw a couple of those on the show. Got one from Tessa. We got one from Rich Swann. Rich Swann bumps into Matt Sydal backstage. Matt Sydal, this is the second time I've seen him do it. He goes up to people and just offers to take people under his wing. He wants to open their third eye. Rich isn't interested. Rich, no disrespect. Nice guy. No disrespect. I don't need the help. Rich denies him, but as soon as that's happening, about 5 feet away, and they didn't notice a goddamn thing, about 5 feet away, Moose has been taken out. Moose is laid out, and he's got the Killer Kross emblem, the little toe tag, the little certificate that he leaves next to people after he kills them. Moose got taken out backstage, and that throws a fork into the main event, Trent. So now Moose is out. He's gone. We're getting Eddie Edwards all alone against Killer Kross and Austin Aries. But Trent, you know what I thought was going to happen here?
What's up?
I thought that Davey Richards was going to come back.
Ooh,
they
man,
said
that would have been awesome.
He had no partner. Who was going to be Eddie Edwards' partner? And I don't read the spoilers. I wouldn't enjoy the show if I read the spoilers. I really wouldn't. There'd be no point in us sitting here doing this, watching the show every week. So everything is still a question mark to me. I don't know anything. I thought that we were going to see the return of Davey Richards. That's what I thought.
I'm a huge Davey Richards mark.
Absolutely huge, tremendous,
huge Davey Richards mark. Listen. If he ran out, I would have lost my mind.
Would have been great. Would have been a perfect time to do it, but that's not what happened. Instead, it was a handicap tag match. It was Eddie Edwards all alone, all by his lonesome against Austin Aries and Killer Kross. Halfway through the match, Moose appears all bandaged up. He comes down. He made it. No backstage beatdown can stop him. He's coming. He's got Eddie's back. He's coming to take care of his brother. He's coming to, even the odds. That's not what happens. Moose the traitor. Moose, that son of a bitch. He hits Eddie Edwards with the spear, backstabbing Eddie Edwards, betraying Eddie Edwards, showing his true colors, aligning Moose with Austin Aries and Killer Kross. What the fuck, Moose? What the fuck?
Unexplained. Unexplained. I don't even know what the hell, where this is going.
I thought you were a good guy, Moose. I thought you were an honorable man.
I thought Moose was someone we could look up to. I thought Moose, Mr. Impact Wrestling, was a guy we can count on.
Nope. I think that coming up short in his chase to the title changed Moose. I think losing to Austin Aries at Slammiversary when he believed in himself and tried so hard but came up short anyway, it's almost like a if you can't beat him, join him type of situation.
Yeah, that's what I was going to ask you. If you think it's can't beat him, join him. But here's the thing. What's he looking to get? There's so many questions here, man. What's Moose looking to do? What's this group going to be? What's their purpose? Who are they going after? Who's going to go after them? What do we do?
Well, I think that their purpose, in Austin Aries' mind, being the strategist and the genius that Austin Aries is, he's just got these guys around just to keep the title on him and protect him.
Kind of a crazy, the group's kind of nuts, man. I mean, Aries, he's got these two big dudes, big scary dudes around him. I think this was good for Moose, man. I think Moose needed to be more than just the chant. He needed to be more than just Mr. Impact Wrestling, Moose Pump Chant. He needed some more dimensions to the character. I think this is going to help him because he came in as a heel with no real anything to it. Went face. He's like, I'm a heroic face. But what was heroic about it? We needed more. You need dimensions. You need guys to expand it a little bit. This is going to be really good for him. He's going to only grow as a performer, working with this group. And seriously, Austin Aries is one of those guys who's so damn good and consistent. Being around a guy like him, I think it's only going to be good for Moose and the Moose character.
Yeah, no, totally, Trent. He needed this. Moose needed this. It's a challenge for him as a worker, not just to add more dimension to the character of Moose, but this is a challenge. Look at it as a challenge for the guy. He's not used to being anybody other than happy-go-lucky, positive Moose. He's always been a babyface in my mind. Yeah, they did bring him in as a heel with Mike Kanellis, or the Miracle Mike Bennett.
He was Mike. He's always going to be Mike Bennett to us.
To us. In this universe, he's the miracle. Man. The miracle that was not quite a miracle, but Mike Bennett. But anyway, Moose was kind of an angry. He didn't talk too much. He was portrayed as a heel, but then naturally kind of went the other way. And he's been that way since, and he's always kind of had a little bit of a blandness to him. You know what I mean? Nothing. Take away nothing from the guy. No disrespect. I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge supporter, but I think he needed this. Just like you said, Trent. You said it perfectly. He needed this as a challenge to become, to define his character more. Put it that way.
Fine tune it. He needed
exactly.
Something. He needed something to give him some dimension. I mean, how's he going to grow as a performer? You know what I mean? How do you grow when you're just doing the same thing week after week? And that's what he was doing. Honestly, I think they kept him off TV. I said it last week. I was curious why they kept him off so long. I think they kept him off to keep him a little fresh because the dude, I mean, you don't want to get stale, man. You got to do something to keep things interesting. And, just coming out, pumping your fist, moose, it's gonna get people turned off after a while. So this is good for Moose.
Austin Aries, Moose, and Killer Kross. That's the team. Trent, if you could give this like a stable name, you want to be specific about it, what would you call these guys?
The
listeners, you too, in the comments, pick a name. I want to hear it. Give these guys a name. What would you call this trio? This treacherous trio.
I don't know. I would say Crossroads, but that's just very focused on Killer Kross.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's the first thing that came to my mind. I'm stumped, man.
Maybe this is Pro Wrestling Redefined or Impact Wrestling Redefined. Maybe you don't give them a name. Let them just be a team. Just be together. Don't have to give them a name.
Yeah, it's true. They don't have to be a faction. They can just be three thugs.
But for merchandise purposes, maybe you got to give them a name. This is pro wrestling. I don't know. Trent, the creative mind that you are, you can't slap a name on this?
I think you just said it right there. What if you call them redefined?
Redefined. Yeah, this is redefined. That's pretty cool.
This is redefined. Now think about that. You can run with that. That can grow. I don't know. So it's a thought. It's these, as Jim Cornette says, the sperm of the moment thought on the whole thing.
Well, that was all the in-ring stuff running down the card, but some of the backstage stuff, Trent, that I left out. See, I want to do that. I kind of want to separate this. Every week I try to think how we can make this podcast better. Are we going to do a review? Are we going to read through the episode? I'm thinking we read through the in-ring and then come back around with the out-of-ring stuff. So some of the backstage stuff that I didn't just discuss there with you, Trent, that popped up in this episode, huge. LAX and OGs, we get these clubhouse segments. Richie is confirmed alive, Trent. Richie is not dead. Richie is alive.
Richie's alive.
Richie's alive. Good. It would have been such a dark turn if they killed Richie. You can't kill Richie. Richie had to be in a coma or something. You can't kill him.
Richie's just hurt. It's a hit and run, but nobody died. I was dying for somebody in that group to yell the famous La Bamba like Richie.
He did. Ortiz did, but Impact cut it out of the original cut. I read that online.
Did he really?
In the original cut, Ortiz did the La Bamba, Richie, but Impact for time cut it out last minute.
Oh, are you serious?
Yep, I read that online. Ortiz confirmed that himself.
I think what it would have done is it would have given the people, not everybody's going to know the reference, it would have given the people who know the reference the laugh.
That would have been the viral moment. The Richie.
It would have. But it would have lightened the story. I mean, they're still trying to tell a story here, man. It would have lightened it up too much.
It would add some humor to what they were going for as a dark segment, It's experimental shit, dude. You can't, they weren't going to hit that perfectly. This is pro wrestling redefined. This is some different outside of the box type shit.
Yeah. So it was cool, man. But yeah, so Richie's alive.
But who called King and Conan? Both of them got a phone call from a mysterious number. They don't tell you who it is. I got the vibe of this was a higher up in the gang, so to speak. The lords, the dons, the mafia dons. I think that this was that call coming from the dons saying, "Hey, ceasefire, stop the war. A child, something happened to Richie. Put your guns down for a second." I'm thinking that's where they're going, but we'll see.
I wonder who it could be, though. I mean, like
that's another thing. Who did it? Who makes that phone call? Who is more powerful than Conan in the Mexican in the Latin gang? Like, who would it be? I don't know. I have no fucking clue.
I don't know. I can't even think of who else, like, star-wise, is out there. I don't know. Maybe it was Disco Inferno.
Maybe it was Disco. Possible. Very possible. Maybe it was Chef.
Maybe it was Chef.
Yo, all I'm going to say is, the motherfucker Richie, you know what I'm saying? We got to stop fucking the violence. You know what I'm saying, man? Stop the violence.
Yeah, maybe. Listen, I'm curious. I really don't know who it is. I was thinking about it. I was like, man, who the hell could they bring in? Who could be a believable call? But let's find out.
It's Diamante? I don't know.
We'll see. We'll find out this week.
We'll see. Who made that phone call? It couldn't have been Diamante, actually. It could have been her. It has to be somebody very powerful that, both Conan and King have the utmost respect for in gangland. So we'll see. We'll see where it goes.
Could be Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Who knows who it could be?
Who knows? Another backstage thing we saw here in this episode. Gama Singh beat down the Desi Hit Squad with a broom, Trent. Beat him down. Like an angry janitor who just caught his wife cheating on him, beating down the kids at school. He beat him down with a broom.
I'm proud of you for continuing to pronounce Desi properly.
Oh, that's in my vocabulary, Trent. It's Desi.
Man.
It's Desi.
Good man. You're gonna go to Jamaica, Queens one of these days, and go down to that the South Asian section there to get some. Let me get a naan and maybe get a little naan and some biryani, and you'll know how to pronounce Desi. You'll be like, hey, what's up, my Desi brothers? And they'll be like, hey, this guy really knows his shit, And they're like, hey, you know what? Here's a free something just for getting it right. It's gonna come in handy for you one day. Trust me.
Oh yeah.
See?
But I wanted to hear your take on this, Trent. I know you love the Desi Hit Squad. You teased a few episodes back that Rohit Raju personally told you, wait and see what happens. And I guess this is what he was talking about, the broom beatdown.
The broom beatdown. There's more to come too, but he's not pulling on those broom hits, man.
No. Gama Singh is a very angry man. He's a very angry man.
The very uncle. Okay, so you'll hear the both of them. They'll call him Cha-Cha. You'll probably, now that I mention that to you, you'll hear it next time they do a segment, and they'll say Cha-Cha. No, Cha-Cha. Cha-Cha means uncle. Okay, Cha-Cha is how you say uncle, and he's Uncle Gama. So they're telling him, Uncle, no, please don't beat the shit out of us. So listen for that. Just a little factoid for the listeners. If you hear Cha-Cha, that's Uncle.
Gama Singh, very abusive man.
Cha-Cha Gama.
He's a disciplinary, that Gama.
And then from that, what do we got?
Grado, Katarina, and Joe Hendry are this week's guests on Scarlett Bordeaux's Smoke Show. Scarlett refers to their relationship as a menage a trois. Apparently that's French for threesome. I always thought that was a game we played at my uncle's house when I was a kid. We take our shirts off. Never mind. Never mind. But she calls the relationship a menage a trois. That's French for house of three. It's a term for threesome. It's a three-way relationship. It's three people having sex with each other. Hearing that makes Grado jump right out of his seat. He knew it. He knew Joe was banging Katarina. But no. Joe relaxes Grado, assuring him that he's overthinking it, and it will all be explained in a song Joe Hendry wrote next week. It's going to air next week when Grado and Joe Hendry take on the Desi Hit Squad. Scarlett whispers something into Grado's ear about women. It sets Grado off. He just freaks out and storms away. I couldn't tell if that was he was in a state of sexual arousal. Was it panic? Was he scared? I don't know. He just kind of freaked out and popped his water bottle all over the place and ran. So I have no idea.
I think Grado popped a boner. He was sitting there with a stiffy and a stiffy Woody, and he was a little excited after whatever Scarlett said to him.
I think he already had a stiffy. I think he blew his load right there is what happened.
Well, there you go. And, as guys know, it can get a little messy down there when that happens. So, poor Grado.
Yeah, he runs off. Joe Hendry runs after him. Scarlett has successfully stirred the pot right there. I can't wait to see what Joe Hendry's song is going to be next week. I don't know. I'm thinking in my head, is this the great reveal? Is this like the ultimate humiliation moment for Grado in the song?
The songs are cool, and I think this could be it. But
see.
Rewinding a second, I'm wondering if Katarina squaring up with Scarlett is going to lead to a match at some point.
Well, I sure would like to see Scarlett and Katarina go at it.
It could be fun. I don't know if they want to give that away with Scarlett just yet, though. But I think they laid it down a little bit to make us think.
Oh, wrestling! You're talking about wrestling. Sorry. I was thinking something else. Yeah. All that uncle talk. Sorry.
I should have clarified that one. But knowing what kind of mind you have, Carl, I should have clarified that one a little bit. But I'm talking wrestling in the ring.
They're going to protect Scarlett for a bit. You're going to protect Scarlett for a bit. You're going to protect Katarina for a bit.
I mean, look at her. She's a gem. You got to protect her. She's not a diamond. Tessa's the diamond, and then the current Knockouts champion. But
apparently Scarlett hit somebody with. Apparently Andrew Everett. She kissed him and hit him with a Canadian Destroyer over the weekend. Was that at AEW or was that somewhere else?
That was AEW. That was Trevor. She like nuzzled them up and then hit him with a Canadian Destroyer. It was nuts. It was on. I believe that we had two shows. We did Thursday and Friday. I believe that was I want to say the Friday show.
You guys got some balls running two events in one weekend. I don't know any indie feds that do that.
Well, it was all in weekend. All in weekend. Every wrestling fan was in town. So we had to take advantage of that, man. Thursday, Friday, All In was Saturday, Warrior Wrestling was Sunday. So we were pedal to the metal, man, beating the shit out of ourselves.
But all in all, Trent, that was really it for backstage stuff within the show. Great episode. I had a lot of fun watching it. What are your final takeaways from Impact Wrestling ReDefined, the August 30th edition of Impact Wrestling's TV show?
It was a solid show. The shows are always really solid. I felt a little bit was something was lacking for me. I think it was even though you had some big stuff, you had the turn, you had the Moose turn, you had Tessa winning the belt, you had a great X Division match. I think I needed a little more of I think I needed a little more storytelling in the couple of the other segments going on. Like, Eli's was rushed, and I know Tessa had she had the win and she got a little backstage stuff. I wanted a little more pre-match on Tessa on the Knockouts match, because I felt like, and then a little post with Sue. Sue lost that belt. Sue was a dominant women's champion here, and we kind of really didn't see anything from Sue afterwards. Wanted to see a little story coming out of that title change. I wanted a little more build or something, even just like a pre-match, something with Rich and Petey. Just I felt like we kind of had a very consistent show, but there wasn't as much meat on the bone as there usually is. So if I had to give any critique, just give me a little more meat on the bone for all the matches, just so I had a little more to kind of satiate myself as the matches were going on. That's about it, though. I think the show also does, when LAX is not in a live segment, I think the show feels a little less loud, because LAX is loud and boisterous, a lot of shit talking, back and forth. I think when you don't have LAX do an in-ring, I think it shows, man, because LAX really gets everybody rolling.
So it gives us the glory hole chance. Come on.
Glory hole. I mean, it's the first time in wrestling history people start chanting glory hole. Glory hole. Well, that's about it, man. No bad critique. It just gave me a little more meat. That's all.
Total Nonstop Impact. Impact talk for Impact fans. Don't go anywhere, folks. We will be right back. Total Nonstop Impact. Impact talk for Impact fans. Hosted by Kyle and Trent.
Oh, those guys are back!
Hey guys, this is Impact Dude from the Heelcast telling you to check us out on Impact's #1 wrestling fan site, ImpactAsylum.net, or subscribe to our channel on YouTube, iTunes, Android Play, or SoundCloud.
Hey yo, this is the Taxman inviting you all to check out the Six Sided Podcast. We're a weekly Impact Wrestling review show. We're also frequently joined by special guests, and we love interaction from all the Impact Wrestling fans. Throw us in your YouTube machine, give us a subscription, Six Sided Podcast. Also follow us on Twitter at @6_podcast. Boom.
Right now you listening to the Cart, charisma, athleticism, and raw talent. And what you're really listening to is Total Nonstop Impact with Trent and
Kyle.
Don't you dare miss a listen. Oh yeah.
And we are back, Trent. It is my favorite time of the show. You know what time it is, Trent?
Dummy. Yeah.
Time to hit that dummy button.
You've built this up here throughout the whole show. I'm a little nervous. I'm not gonna lie. I'm nervous. I don't know what's gonna happen here. I don't know who you're nominating. I don't know.
I'll say that again, Trent. I talked over you there for a second. Say that again. Repeat that.
You're fine. I'm just a little nervous going into this. I don't know who you're gonna nominate, man. You've been talking about it all show, and I don't know what's gonna happen in the next minute here, but something that could change the course of this podcast forever.
Well, we're going back and forth with Dummy of the Week, Trent. You picked Dummy of the Week last week. You chose me. I was elected Dummy of the Week by you last week because, and while I have the floor here, Trent, let me clear my name a little bit. I've been getting a lot of heat out there, a lot lot of heat. There's a lot of heat against me. You know, I'm not getting booked. Basically, when it came down to buying the tickets, I would have loved to sit with you and the Mrs. Trent. Would have loved to sit with y'all. But when I saw that, you know, ringside was available, I had to take them, Trent. Somebody had to do it. You know, if anything, we are more well represented at the pay-per-view now as far as the podcast brand goes because we're all over the place, you know. Some of us are going to be ringside. Some of us are going to be, you know, in GA with the bums. You know, that's okay. But that Kyle Lawrence is not a general admission kind of man, Trent. You need to know that about me.
So basically what you're saying is you'll be in the premium seats.
That's right, where I belong.
All the TV time while I'll be sitting in the bleachers with the marks.
That's right. You bums are going to sit out in general admission, and me, I'm going to be right there. I'm going to be in the heart of it.
Hopefully you're sitting right next to old Bill Gardner, a.k.a. EC3 sport coat guy. Hopefully you're next to him. That's my buddy, and hopefully you can have all that TV time that he's going to get because he naturally gets it.
I always wanted to pat him on the back and tell him how much I like this jacket.
Oh, he's a great dude. I'll introduce you. I'll make the connection.
So, yeah, the reason people keep asking me, you know what, Trent, we're still going to hang out. We're going to be buddies at the show. We're going to chill. But when it comes time to watch the show, I'm going to go where I belong, and you're going to go where you belong. That's just how it's going to be.
I'll be sitting up there with the marks. Well, the guys who yell things like, it's still real to me, damn it. And, you know,
it's still real to me, damn it.
Maybe 18 goddamn Bullet Club T-shirts around me. We'll see.
Oh, you're going. That's exactly. You're sitting with the Bullet Clubs. You're in the Bullet Club section. But that's why there was a split. But Trent, we'll still be hanging out. We'll still be chilling. You know, I guess I'll be seen with you before the show. I guess. But I'm just a ringside kind of guy.
All right. Well, hey, listen. You'll leave me hanging, and I guess I you know, it's I brought it upon myself.
Yep. That's it. But as far as this week's Dummy of the Week, see, Trent, that discussion right there, that was covering last week's Dummy of the Week. This week's Dummy of the Week, guess who it is, Trent?
Let me guess. Rich Swann.
No, it's not Rich Swann. It's not Rich's fault. It's you bastard. And you're like a double dummy for even accusing Rich because it's not Rich's fault. It's your fault, Trent. You know what? You went up to Rich Swann. You got the sound clip recorded, and you didn't correct him. You didn't have him do it again. So now I got to be Carl for the rest of this goddamn podcast. Moving forward, months, years, people are going to call me Carl. This Carl thing is going to stick. And
you know what?
My name is Kyle, damn it.
You know what, Carl? You know, Kyle, goddamn. You know what, Kyle? I'm not ashamed of it. All right, I'll take that Dummy of the Week. I'm not ashamed of it at all. And in fact, anytime I get a damn drop from now on, you're going to be Carl. And you can be Dummy of the Week every week for all I care. I don't give a shit because it's worth you getting all hot. That's a swerve, buddy. That's a Russo-like swerve right there for you.
This is bullshit. You know what, Trent? I think, be honest here. Joking aside, I think that you heard him say Carl and you didn't correct him because this goes back to the seats. You're jealous. You're jealous that I'm sitting in the second row, I'm ringside, and you're back with the Bullet Club shirts. You are jealous, Trent.
Revenge comes in many forms. Whether it comes in this form.
I think you told him Carl. You didn't even tell him Kyle. He didn't mess up. He's Rich Swann. That guy doesn't mess up on anything.
Whether it comes in this form or others, you have a type of warning to heed, sir. It could be this. Could be something else.
You told Rich Swann my name was Carl, not Kyle, and therefore you, Trent, you are Dummy of the Week.
Dummy, yeah.
I'll take it. I can't argue. I really can't, man. I'm gonna take it. I'll take it on the chin. It's mine. I'll take it. Title changed. Dummy of the Week this week. Next week, though, it's mine. Next week is my pick. We'll see what happens.
Our first headline, Trent. I've been waiting all night for this. Impact Wrestling star legitimately threatened with a gun at AAW event Chicago area. That's the headline, and it was reported by Sportskeeda.com. Basically, in a nutshell here, this article says Callihan started to cover Jacobs in chairs, but not of the folding variety. Instead, he started using the hard plastic chairs on top of the drum riser under which Jacobs was. The management of the building lost their cool, and one person grabbed a ring microphone asking Callihan to stop breaking the venue's chairs. Hey, stop breaking our stuff, damn it. This ended up being booed. The match was finished inside the ring, but after the match was over, the building management demanded that Callihan should be removed from the venue immediately, and they sent their security out to do the job for them, which included off-duty police officers, guys with guns. Callihan was not sure if the segment was real or part of the show, so he shoved some of the security, apparently until he was told by one of them that he was packing a gun, and he would shoot him unless Callihan stopped. He was immediately taken to the back and out of the arena. Trent, is that true? Did that really happen like that?
I was there. I worked for AW, and
the floor is
true.
yours, Trent. Go from here.
It's true. I can't argue it. It all happened. Just to kind of tack on to what you read off there. Yeah, they went back and forth. They were not hard plastic chairs. They were formal kind of sitting, chairs with the hard back and the hard bottom. And he started stacking them, man. And I mean, look, they're in like a hardcore match, and they're brawling. There's a stage now. If you ever look at the Logan Square Auditorium where this happened, there's a stage that looks kind of level with the ring. So they went through that. They went through the crowd. They went up to the stage and they started stacking all the chairs, kicked people off their chairs, blah blah blah. It starts going at it. I'm in the production booth, which is right opposite of this, and this dude who runs the floor at the auditorium runs past me, grabs a house mic, which is not the ring mic. It's like an emergency, like communicate with the communication mic. Grabs that and just gets on and goes, "Quit breaking our chairs, you fucking asshole!" And I'm like, "What the hell? Who the fuck said that?" And I'm like, I'm like standing outside of the booth right out till he went behind me and did this. And I go, "What the fuck is going on?" And he goes, "You guys always break our chairs. Quit fucking breaking." And then Sami thinks it's part of the show. He thinks we put him up to this. He looks back and starts mocking the guy and starts going at it further. They dispatch their security out. Some of our management goes out trying to give the Iggy that, hey, this is all right, cool off. Let's take it back in the ring. There's a lot of chaos going on, a lot of shoving, a lot of throwing around stuff, whatever. They get back in the ring. The guy comes up to me after he makes his announcement. He goes, "You guys always break our fucking chairs." I'm like, "You didn't have to get on the microphone in front of the whole audience and do this shit." And I was like, "Dude," he goes, "Well, I had to tell him." I was like, "You could tell me. I got an earpiece. I can get word to the referee and stuff." And anyway, fucking disaster. Meltzer was in the audience watching too. So it was. It sucks that it happened during all that. But dude, it was like. So anyway, the match ends. They finish it up. Sami comes through the back. He's all hot and pissed off. They're like the security guards. Oh no, I'm sorry. Let me back up. The security guard went out and was trying to cool off when everybody ran out to do the cooling off of the situation and trying to get him to go back in the ring. Sami still thinks this is part of the show. The security guard's like, cool off, and Sami shoves him. He's like, "Hey man, don't touch me." He's like, shoves him. "Get the fuck off me." He shoves him again, and he goes, "Don't touch me, I'm a cop." And he goes, "Yeah, whatever." Shoves him again, and then the dude's like, "No, I am," and he pulls up his shirt to show that he's strapped. And it's like, whoa, if audience saw that, people saw that, that was ridiculous. Anyway, then they get back in the ring, finish, and then he comes back through, and it's chaos, man. The building's like, we want him off all the shows. You're going to lose the building. Like, they were threatening all sorts of shit, man. They were telling us that we're going to lose the building if we don't.
Can't get rid of Sami Callihan.
Exactly.
He's the best part of AEW.
He's the draw. He's the man, dude. We can't get rid of him. He's a long time. He's the man. So they're like, well, you either take him off or you lose the building. So we're back and forth. Long story short, we cooled the situation off. We got everybody to calm down. Sami talked to them. Everybody cooled off. Everybody's all right now. It's fine. We'll continue on. Sami's on the shows. We'll continue out with the Logan Square Auditorium. We're good. Whatever chairs were broken, we took care of them. Everything's taken care of. We'll be back there around the 28th and 29th for the Jim Lynam Memorial Tournament, 2-night tournament, which Sami, I believe, is in. So everything's good, man. But it was a lot of false representation on the dirt sheets, though. A lot of them were saying that they removed fans from the building and this. That. Nobody got removed. No fans were removed. It was fine. The match continued in real time. It was totally fine. So don't believe the bullshit. The dirt sheets. That's why I understand why Russo buries the dirt sheets, man. It's like I was jumping in online trying to correct all the dirt sheets. It was nuts. But yeah, no, we're good. We're good to go, man. But that's a shoot. A gun was brandished at AEW by a security guard who claimed he was a cop. I'll just leave it at this. I didn't see a badge. I'll leave it at that.
And that's why you listen to Total Nonstop Impact, folks. You get the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. The real story behind the scenes from the people that lived it.
Yep.
Moving along here, though, Trent, our next news report comes from 411mania.com. The card for Sunday's Impact Wrestling versus the UK event. Here's the card for Sunday's Impact Wrestling versus UK show, which will be part of the Wrestling Media Con, and it will air live and for free on Twitch at noon that day. That's going to be Sunday, September 9th. And this all goes down at the Bowlers Exhibition Center in Longbridge Road in Manchester. Doors open at 4:30 p.m. and tickets are on sale at ringsideworld.co.uk. The card goes as, well, subject to change, Maxed and Robbie E versus McCluskey and Steele. Nobody knows who that is. Eddie Edwards and Justin Sysum versus Moose and Nathan
Robbie
Cruz.
X. Robbie X, not Robbie E.
I said Robbie E.
Yeah, he's a Robbie. I think you're missing your old Jersey Shore buddy there. Not Robbie.
Yeah. Max and Robbie X versus McCluskey and Steele. And that was pretty douchey. I just said nobody knows those guys. That came out wrong. That's not what I meant. I meant the Impact audience doesn't know these guys. That's what I meant. I'm sure there's somebodies and not nobodies.
Yeah.
Unfamiliar to the Impact audience. I didn't want people to think I was sitting there. Oh, nobody knows these fucking guys. Nobody knows me. We're all nobodies around here. It's okay.
Asshole.
Well, that's the thing. When Impact, does the shows with independent promotions, it provides opportunity for Robbie X's and McCluskey's. They get their moment to shine, to, rub shoulders with the big guys on a bigger stage. So it's good for everybody. It's good for the business.
There you go.
Eddie Edwards and Justin Sysum versus Moose and Nathan Cruz. I think I know Nathan Cruz. That's a pretty, I think I know that name. He's been to the States, no?
I've never heard of Nathan Cruz personally, but listen, I don't know everybody either. So
yeah. Rich Swann versus Matt Sydal versus Trevor Lee. That's an X Division 3-way you can't miss. Sue Young versus Lana Austin. She's a mix between Lana and Stone Cold Steve Austin. She's a hot chick that gives people Stone Cold Stunners. I don't know. I don't know who Lana Austin is. Sure, she's great. Can't wait to see her work. Eli Drake versus Joe Hendry. Can't miss that. And this is the one I'm really looking forward to, Trent. A barbed wire baseball bat death match. Sorry. A barbed wire baseball bat death match between Sami Callihan versus Jimmy Havoc. That right there sold the whole event for me, Trent.
That's like, I think that's the match they're using to hook the show too. So
that's your money shot right there, folks. That's the draw. Of course, the draw. The draw is in the drawing match. No coincidence there.
Yeah, this should be fun, man. I had no idea this card shaped up to be this much.
I thought Trent, not done yet there. Impact Tag Championship on the line. Impact Tag Championships on the line. LAX versus Jody Flesh and Johnny Storm.
Yeah, listen, what a card though, man. I had no idea. Number one, it was streaming on Twitch, and that it shaped up this much because initially I was just seeing a couple matches advertised, and I'm like, whoa, wait, this is a whole deal, man. We're almost getting like a Twitch special twice a month at this point with a partner promotion.
I love it, and
it's pretty badass,
dude. I see people online bashing it. Like, okay, what was it? 2 weeks ago, it was during a Twitch special. They had at the Uncivil War, it was Eli Drake versus Joey Ryan, and a cool little clip of Eli Drake partaking in some Joey Ryan dick stuff in a match. Impact put that on their social media because those Joey Ryan clips tend to be very successful, virally on the viral internet market. So, being smart about it, they put that clip up alone. They dropped the quick cut like we do. And in the comments, I see all these people attacking the show because it's an independent show. It was literally an independent show. It's, at a bingo hall or, some sort of small, venue. And I see all these people attacking it just for that reason alone. And it's like, why do you people need to have a show in a big, giant arena to enjoy some professional wrestling?
These are fans these are people who complain for the sake of complaining. I was watching.
No, that's the thing, Trent. There's people online that they just want attention, and they bash Impact just to get some fucking attention, just to get somebody like BQ to comment and call them a fat loser. You know what I mean? Just to get a rise out of people. And
dude,
you're fucking losers, man.
These are the same people who are bashing All In, and I'm like, come on. I don't give these people any credit anymore, man. Well, when you got companies that are doing good, everybody's doing good, and it's like, dude, you guys bashing this shit doesn't mean anything. I don't even pay attention anymore.
Yeah. No matter what you do, you're going to get that one guy. Worst show ever. You're always going to get that one guy, no matter what.
I didn't want to give those guys any shine anymore, man. I'm done paying attention to those assholes.
Hey, I can't stand it, though, when you're right. Do I give them any attention? But I can't stand it when, like, all right, here's an example. A few weeks ago, the beautiful, gorgeous, geez, flawless. This girl is so beautiful. Alicia Atout or Alicia Atoot. Is it a tout or a toot? I keep getting that confused.
I heard her pronounce it a toot one time.
I heard you say a toot, but I'm like, a toot, it's a tout. But you say a toot.
I always thought it was a tout, but I heard her say it. I thought she said a toot. So.
Well, somebody made a critique against her, like, I don't know, like, I forget what they said exactly.
They talked about, I remember, she did a photo from behind. Like,
cellulite. They said something about cellulite, right?
Yeah, she had shorts on, and, it was like a little bit of a look over the shoulder, booty shot type of thing.
She looked hot, man. She looked gorgeous. And, like, I bet you, Trent, I bet you, I'm putting money on the table. That guy that wrote that to her, A, he's in a basement somewhere. Got to be in a basement. Right off the bat, he's in a basement somewhere. But B, he is at least 350 to 500 pounds. That is a fat motherfucker. Fat neck beard, the whole stereotypical look. Definitely.
And C, a virgin. No question about it.
Oh, that I didn't even have to say that. No, that goes without even being said. That goes without even being said. But just the fact that you would go out of your way to a sweet young woman like Alicia, of all people, attack her and what? Make her feel bad? What, just for a second to make her feel like less than perfect? Like, come on. Like, these people sit on the internet and just fucking... That's the problem with the internet, Trent. The internet is a gift and the internet is a curse. The internet is great. The social media generation, there's so many good things. It gave... look at us. We can be broadcasters because we're in this world now where anybody can be a broadcaster. But everybody having a voice on this sort of internet platform is not always a good thing, because then you get these fucking assholes that pop up. And you know what? Alicia shouldn't have even answered the guy. Don't even give him don't even give these people the time of day.
Nah, that's what they want,
scum.
man.
It's like scum of the human race.
When I saw that, I go, you know what? If these guys will attack Alicia, who's like the nicest person ever, why would I give them any credit or credence when they're bashing Impact or anything? I'm like, dude, come on. I'm going to listen to this idiot. I mean, what does he know?
And you know what? Performers, though, Trent, like, yeah, they're supposed to have thick skin and they're supposed to be able to take criticism. That's fine. But this guy did it. It's not like this guy tweeted like, I thought you did a bad job with the interview. He fucking said something about her physical look. Like, what? What kind of freak are you?
Yeah, I mean, listen, pretty pathetic existence, right?
Pathetic. And I'm going on a rant here. This isn't even a news report, but it's just, dude, I have to stay away from Twitter as much as possible because I can't handle it. I can't, Trent. I can't do it. Wrestling fans are fucking embarrassing.
It's embarrassing. When I see shit like that, it's embarrassing to be a fan. It's like, dude, this is what I'm on the level with. I'm associated with this.
Exactly. With these guys, like, I love professional wrestling, but I gotta be with all these Bullet Club shirt wearing fucking 400-pound neckbeards that sit on the internet and fucking critique great entertainers for busting their asses. Who the hell are you to say something about her legs have cellulite? Like, what? What? Get the fuck out of here, man. Get the fuck out of here. Oh, that's enough. That's enough there. Next headline, Trent. Not a headline, but a tweet. We got a tweet from the Impact Euro store, which is apparently, I didn't even know this, apparently it's an official Impact Euro store and Shop Impact Deals. Those are two different Twitter handles. They are two different stores. Apparently Impact has a store overseas. I don't really know any of the details, but apparently there's always been a shopimpact.co.uk and then shopimpact.com. There's always been a difference. They sell different stuff, apparently. And I figured this out a few years ago. I was looking for a Beatdown Clan t-shirt after it sold out, and I ended up getting redirected to the UK website and buying it from them. So there are two different Impact merchandise dealers. However, Impact Euro Store tweeted just today that the Impact Euro Store and the Shop Impact Deals, the UK and the US store, will be merging. They will become one worldwide shopping destination for all your Impact merch needs. The new Shop Impact will be arriving shortly. Until then, our first port of call will be at the Wrestling Media Con this weekend. So,
Nice.
At the Impact versus UK event, that is Sunday, September 9th. Once again, Wrestling Media Con at the Bowlers Exhibition Center. The shop is getting an overhaul. And we've discussed this. The internet shop zone is getting an overhaul. We needed this.
Well, they remodeled the site. They did give a facelift to the actual site, which was so freaking needed. So the current Shop Impact looks great, and it's real easy to use. I like it a lot. No?
Hey, Trent, here's my thing here. It looks great, easy to use, easy to navigate. All that stuff is good. However, they have about, when it comes to, like, aside from DVDs, because I'm good for all the DVDs, I'm interested in buying DVDs from all different eras of Impact. However, when it comes to merchandise, they have maybe 25% new stuff that I'm interested in purchasing, and then 75% of just fucking ugly TNA shirts from back in the day. There are Trent, we could do a skit, ugly TNA shirt of the week. We could do that, because there's just so much shit on that website that nobody wants to purchase. There is, Trent, I don't give a fuck. There is no way that somebody is going to want to purchase one of those, what's the word I'm looking for here? They're like, a couple of years ago, they had those shirts like Affliction style t-shirts. Like, you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Hideously ugly. Like something that the guys from Jersey Shore would wear. See, a few years ago, the old regime, they had this idea, let's try to make these like high fashion, like fashionable wrestling t-shirts. Fucking hideous, disgusting. And there are so many of them just sitting on the Shop Zone website, the Shop Impact website. So what they need to do, Trent, is take all of these old TNA shirts, donate them to children. Give these to kids that need them. Donate all of these ugly t-shirts that are just taking up space at the Shop Impact. Get rid of them. We need new merch. And that, you know, Trent, I'm gonna criticize some of the new stuff. I don't like the way some of the new t-shirts work. Look, some of them look good, but I know they could do better. I think
they could do better. There was a stretch where some t-shirts were looking really good, and I feel like they could do better right now. The old ones, I think, you know, where they come in handy is when, if you notice, now I look at the clearance section a lot and just to clear up some old shit and whatever, and I notice some of those old shirts that you know are hideous or whatever, there's not many left, because if you click on the size drop down, there's like only smalls left, or there's only mediums left on other ones, and only 3XL. You know what I mean? So they're like almost done. You can tell they're finishing up.
Who's buying this shit?
I mean, dude, like I bought old shirts, man. You know, like I went and bought an old shirt here. Like I bought it for a couple people. They have like the Dirty Heels shirt, right?
No, I see. All right, you're misunderstanding me because I still buy some old stuff too. Like I'll cop just a throwback T-shirt, but I'm talking about the highly fashionable ones. I'm not talking about your generic superstar T-shirts. I have a few of those. I'm cool for those throwbacks. It's a cool treat for maybe some fans that do love the TNA days. But the really ugly ones, they gotta go, dude. They gotta go.
Yeah, I think those are used for those giveaways when they do like the brown bag. You know, you get the DVDs and get a free shirt with it. I think that's where they come in handy.
But they clutter up space on the website. I think what I'm trying to say, Trent, is that I think the website needs to be cleaned out. There needs to be a massive overhaul.
You know what they should do? They should just section all those old ones off into a TNA section on the site. It's like, oh, here's old shirts from TNA. Just section them off. Just make it its own section. Don't put that with the regular stuff. Make it its own little tab and say if you're looking for old shit, it's on this tab. Don't clutter with the rest of it. How about that? That fair enough?
That's fair enough. I'm actually on the Shop Impact website right now, browsing through. You see all there are some cool throwback shirts, but then you get TNA Winged Warrior, TNA Acid Wash, TNA Motorized. One of the most hideously ugly T-shirts I've ever seen in my life.
Motorized, but I got Winged Warrior, and that's a real nice shirt. Actually, I liked it a lot. It's actually made with a really nice material. It's one of my favorite shirts to wear. I love it.
Okay, Winged Warrior, you wear this, man? You go out with this on?
Oh, dude, I'm telling you.
You still have a girlfriend? She still dates you?
Still dates me. I still get it.
So maybe keep a couple of them, all right? Maybe there are a few Trents out there. They're going to buy the acid-washed, Affliction-style TNA T-shirts.
Winged Warrior's a nice shirt, man. I'm telling you. It's super comfortable. It's made with a soft material. I love that shirt.
I just picture Trent online at the convention holding his 3 Live Crew DVD, wearing his Winged Warrior T-shirt, just waiting on that line, you know?
Hey, listen, when I say I'm all in, I'm all in.
Oh, man. So what I was trying to say, though, is that this is good. ShopImpact.com needs an overhaul. It needs a facelift. We need new merchandise. This is good. This is stuff, because you know what, Trent? The new regime had so much work, so much stuff to do, so many things to change, so many errors to correct. All of this stuff wasn't going to happen overnight. I never expected it to. But it just shows me that the progression is happening. The wheels are in motion. Things are changing at Impact Wrestling. And
absolutely.
Finally, we're getting the new Shop Impact.
Yeah, we're getting it, man. It's coming. Like I said, they already changed it once, and it's better than the old one. Another one comes through, another revamp. We should be good, man. But yeah, no, that's good.
That was a fun podcast here, folks. That really wraps it up for us. We've already kept you here for over an hour. We talked Impact Redefined. Dummies were named. Names were mispronounced.
Guns were drawn.
There were Carls. Guns were drawn. Just an action-packed podcast for you this week, folks. Looking forward to next week's episode of Impact Wrestling, Trent. Why did Moose do what he did? That's really what I'm looking forward to. Out of everything to look forward to on next week's episode of Impact Wrestling, I want to know why Moose did what he did. Who called Conan? Who called King? Who's making these phone calls? Who is the higher power dictating what happens now in the LAX versus OG's feud? The fallout from Tessa becoming the Knockouts world champion. So much stuff I'm looking forward to next week, Trent. Anything in your head you could think specifically that you're on the edge of your seat waiting for on next week's episode of Impact?
Honestly, what I'm most excited about is, I want to know why Moose turned, because it's got to be a good justification. I want to know what the reason is. I want to know who the next challenger is for the X Division title, and I want to know who made the call. So let's see. Let's get to all that.
Mopping up on
Mopping
up Impact Wrestling Redefined in this week's edition of Total Nonstop Impact. You can follow us on Twitter at We Talk Impact. You can find us on all over the internet, all sorts of different podcast platforms. Just type in Total Nonstop Impact.
Give them the Instagram, man. You've been doing
we're
the
on
Instagram.
The gram. That was next. We're on the gram. We're also under We Talk Impact on Instagram. Reposting clips on there, pictures, whatever. Just follow our moves, follow us. And we're on Facebook too, apparently. Total Nonstop Impact. Look us up on Facebook. We're on there. We're everywhere. Anywhere you're on the internet and there's Impact Wrestling, you're gonna find Kyle and Trent, or Carl and Trent.
You can find these streams also on Stitcher, SoundCloud, iTunes, YouTube,
everywhere.
Total Nonstop Impact. We're everywhere, man. I'm trying. The next one we're gonna get, and if there's anybody out there who's an iHeartRadio listener, I'm working on it. So I know that's another big one people like to use, man. So I'm working on iHeartRadio. Hopefully soon. If you're an iHeart listener radio or iHeart radio listener, let me know. Let me know if you are, and if the feedback is good, then I got to really step it up and get on there.
That's got to be the thing, Trent. We just got to keep. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even matter if they listen to it. We just got to keep hitting platforms as we move along here. More platforms, more platforms, yes. More platforms. And just get our show everywhere. I don't want any excuses, Trent. I don't want people messaging me saying they can't get this week's show.
Sure, yes, sir. No problem.
That's right. That's right. Thanks for hanging out with us, folks. This is Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans. Stay tuned for next week's Wild Edition. Who knows what's going to happen? What's going to happen next week, Trent? This show had it all.
Somebody's going to be named the dummy, that's for damn sure.
Somebody's going to be named dummy. Brent. I'm going to start calling you Brent. Brent and Carl. You know, maybe I could find a wrestler and try to get them to call Trent Brent by accident. I don't know. We'll see what happens. But thank you for hanging out, everybody. This is Total Nonstop Impact Talk for Impact fans. I'm Carl. That's Brent. And we're out of here, folks.
Later.
Swedish dicks. They're huge.